2025. Another epic year, another epic recap with, well, the same music you hear every year, but if it ain't broke, why fix it? 2025 was a year filled with adventure, fun memories, a lot of hockey, and just a year I'll never forget. The year was filled with so many things, and we'll get into all of that. But for now, my name's Mark. Welcome to my year-end recap video. Sit back and enjoy, and let's get into the year. Started the year with photographing the fox homies, and always great to capture video and photos of these beautiful creatures. Took a trip to Fire Island to get content for my photo class, and kept a yearly tradition alive. Donated blood for the Islanders blood drive. Thank you, Sparky. Got sushi with Vinny Vibes himself. Checked out the vessel with the homies in the city. Went bowling for Eric's birthday, and you'll get him next time, buddy. At least you had a good turnout for your birthday. It was a great night. And then it was off to the first hockey game of the year. So last year I went to 25 games. Comment below, what do you think, more or less this year? But this was a great game. A Matt Martin fight is always a beautiful thing to watch. Then, second game of the year. And then Brianna and I took our passports and we went to the beautiful island of Bermuda. Absolutely beautiful. To have Horseshoe Bay basically to ourselves was one of the coolest things ever. Just so many beautiful things to explore on this beautiful island, and having these just scenic and beautiful beaches just to ourselves was something we'll never forget. And of course, had to check out the lighthouse. Just a little windy up there. Of course, even though it was January, we still had to go swimming. Now that's a throne for a queen right there. The crystal clear water with the rock formations, just chef's kiss. Got to check out the Crystal and Fantasy Caves, and it was unreal to see these in person. We visited the Bermuda Zoo and Aquarium, and we made a bunch of new friends. We got massages inside of an actual cave. And then this cat gave us a side quest to go swimming in another cave. So, of course, you listen to the cat when you're given a side quest, so we went swimming. And then we went to the hot tub. Wasn't part of the side quest, but we wanted to go in the hot tub in the rain. And then one of the best parts of the trip was we found this awesome little reading nook on this beautiful beach, this little private part of it, and we just spent the day reading there and just relaxing, and core memory. Got to check out the official tip of the actual Bermuda Triangle. And speaking of the Bermuda Triangle, thanks to a couple locals, was able to find the location of this super cool shipwreck. There's nothing cooler than a lighthouse in the fog. Like, look how beautiful and powerful that is. We got to check out the famous unfinished church of Bermuda. In the rain. And the other lighthouse Bermuda has. So yeah, Bermuda was definitely good to us. And you know me, so of course, had to see the lighthouse again. It's just so cool with all the fog. Sadly, it was time to fly home, but we flew home for Islanders hockey, of course. I don't record every W, but when I do, It's always nice to see. And then it was time to hop on another flight, this time to go to Florida, to visit Mike and Jossie. More importantly, to see Lego Nessie. No, I'm totally kidding. More importantly, to see Ghost, of course. Actually, we were here to watch the Islanders take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in their home arena. And get the W!
Let's go, Islanders! Let's go, Islanders!
Got to surprise my grandma. She didn't know I was coming, so that was a really cool thing to do. And then got to watch the Islanders take on the Florida Panthers. We didn't get the W, unfortunately. And more Ghost. And Lilo. It was just a fantastic time hanging out. And then it was time to go home for more Islanders hockey. There's a lot of that, if you weren't aware. And no, I'm not a season ticket holder. Brianna made a lovely Valentine's Day dinner, and then got with the homies and we watched the Four Nations tournament. Had the absolute honor of officiating the beautiful wedding for Mike and Eileen, and it was just a fantastic and beautiful day with some amazing people. I wish you two nothing but pure love and happiness. Then got to play the Pokemon Go Unova Tour. Celebrated the opening for the brand new Mackey's detailing shop, and then dreams do come true. Speaking of dreams coming true, got to actually go on the ice at UBS Arena. That was unreal. Got to watch Connor McDavid at another Islanders game. And then another Islanders game. Got to teach a photo class. There'll probably be more of those this year. If you're interested, let me know. And then guess what? Yes, if you guessed another Islanders game, you were correct. And then guess what? Another one. DJ Cali would be proud. And then actually went to a Yankees game. Got to see a home run. Thank you, Josh. And then back to Islanders hockey. And then Islanders hockey in Philadelphia. Respect to Gritty. Definitely respect to Gritty. And then it was time to hit up Iceland, where Dom, Ron, Johnny, and I lived out of a van for a week and just went all across the country. Now, I'm not going to do any disrespect to these locations by pronouncing them wrong, so I'm just going to call it what it is. This is behind a waterfall. But this waterfall was absolutely beautiful. To go behind it, got soaked, but definitely worth it. And then guess what? Another waterfall! This one's probably one of my all-time favorite waterfalls. And then checked out the plane crash, but this year we were smart, and instead of walking, we paid for the vehicle. Then checked out a new lighthouse with this beautiful view attached to it. The beautiful black sand beaches of Iceland are just beautiful. Just so many beautiful spots to see in Iceland. We had pasta night in the van. Then we hit the road and we checked out, Johnny, what is this?
Glacier, nightmare.
Checked out some more ice, like, just ice is cool. Cool mountain, more cool mountains. Not so cool snow. Cool hot spring. Cool crater. Amazing waterfall. Ha, switched it up on you there. Gotcha. And had to have a gas station glizzy. If you know, you know. Checked out Iceland's oldest turf church. And here's Droniwan taking flight. And now, here's Droniwan doing his thing. Iceland was just so beautiful to check out, and just, hey, look at this. We found random horses, so we decided to hang out with the horse homies, and I wonder if the horses realized that there was a horse on Ron's sweater. So, like, Ron had a horse sweater on while we were hanging out with horses, so, like, I wonder if they noticed and appreciated that. And then we found another really cool waterfall where we made a new friend. Trekking around Iceland was just super cool. One of the best parts about this trip was accidentally, we had no place to stay, so we pulled into this random campsite, and this was our view. Like, we were just blown away by, this is unedited footage, of just seeing the northern lights like that with your own two eyes. Like, you can see how excited I was in this footage. It was one of the most unreal experiences ever. And then the next day we started it out by climbing a mountain to a waterfall and drinking some coffee. Not a bad night and morning. Like, just check out this view. Then we checked out an abandoned shipwreck. Got to explore the boat. Say cheese. Ron lost his mind. Go Utes. And we just continued our trek around Iceland. Probably my coolest and favorite spot of Iceland was this mountain waterfall. Got to check out another new lighthouse with a beautiful view. Like, come on, look at that. Another lighthouse. I've been here before, but still really cool to see it again. Another phenomenal view. And then got to hang out with the Sealy boys. Went to the Sky Lagoon, and such a great way to end such a great trip with some great friends. It was just one of the coolest weeks ever, and I'll never forget it. And sadly, it was time to return home. But if you want to see more from this trip, I have a full cinematic video, Iceland the movie, on my YouTube page, where I have a lot more of my cinematic and just more artsy shots. But you know what? After that, it's time to go for laser tag for my birthday. Got to keep the tradition alive. So thank you to everybody who came out and played. Green Team rules, as always. So thank you to every single person that celebrated my birthday this year. It was super cool, super special, and it means a lot to be surrounded by so many people I love. Hung out with the family, and then got to see the boys in Nerve absolutely crush it, and then watched Citizen Soldier put on a fantastic show. And then two of my close friends in Zach and Lexi really came and brought the energy on stage with Citizen Soldier, and it was just so cool to see that live. And then I got to present with none other than Finn the Shark himself at the 5th Annual RTV Media Festival Awards. Thank you for having me. It was a really cool experience. Then me and Dom went upstate, where we got to check out Bannerman Castle, a brand new lighthouse, the always beautiful Catterskill Falls, and a brand new waterfall. Got soup dumplings with Amanda, Michael, and Brianna. And then checked out the Warped Tour band at Venetian with the squad. Then it was time for Pokemon Go Fest. You know, got to hang out with Sign Guy. As always, have such a great time at all these in-person Pokemon Go events. And then, probably the highlight of the year was throwing Brianna a surprise birthday party. She was definitely surprised. It was awesome. Such a good turnout. Thank you for every single person who helped and came out. Happy birthday, Brianna. I love you. And then it was time for a game night. And then, when you go to Scranton, you gotta see some trains. And then it was time to go to Mexico, where Santa Dom and I hit the beaches. Saw some iguanas and some really cool ruins. And then we took a boat trip and, well, technically saw a lighthouse. And then got to go snorkeling with some turtles. What's up, buddy? That was cool. And then went to go to a cenote and got to go swimming in this absolutely beautiful work of nature. And then got to check out one of the 7 wonders of the world. With Santa's giant pole. And then the lighthouse of Cancun was a nightmare to try and get to. No one could tell us how to get to it, but we finally figured it out. We made it work, and it was just so epic to finally see this thing. This thing was so cool, and I'm so happy we actually got to go and experience it and see it. And then we got stuck at the airport for a very, very, very long time. Thanks, JetBlue. But Santa started collecting currency, and finally it was time to get home. And I got to go hang out with my cousin Jackson at Fire Island. And then it was time for the big draft night. 3.5%, baby. And let's hear that call.
The New York Islanders are proud to select from the Erie Otters.
And there he is, Matthew Schaefer himself. Getting to attend the rookie training camp for the Islanders was really, really cool. And then hung out with the family some more. Say hello to Sedona. And then Santa and I hopped on a, unfortunately, JetBlue flight. Gotta get cookout to go to Nashville. And we don't know how to just ring a doorbell normally. We celebrated National Friday with Zach and Lexi. We then got some good food with Jay and Steven. And then Santa and I took a day trip down south where we had to ride a train. And then while we were waiting for the train to pass, we actually got locked into the enclosure. So that was fun. And then we took a trip down to Chattanooga where we got some fantastic ramen. And went to Rock City where we were able to see 7 different states from one spot. And also see this really cool waterfall at the same time. Then we went into the city of Nashville. Bet you've never seen Broadway like this before. To get some really good barbecue. And there's that barbecue. And of course, while we were there, we recorded some songs. And then Santa and I hosted our annual pasta night at Linda's. And then this happened. Evie became a drummer. And we ended the session with some fantastic steaks. Thanks, Chef Z. That's actually making me really hungry looking at that again. And then it was time to fly home for Summer of Loud. If you thought Islanders hockey, good guess, but no. Saw some fantastic bands at Summer of Loud. I still don't understand why Beartooth had a giant snake. Why not a bear? But you know what? Whatever. Then we got to watch Shark Week from this awesome pool. That was sick. And then it was off to Colorado, where started the trip at the Garden of the Gods. Then Brianna and I had this awesome coffee date at this cool statue park. And then we saw Tim and a bunch of other friends at Matt and Kate's welcome party, because we're there for their wedding. How cool is that? The squad together again. It felt just like high school. It was awesome. Get all the boys and everyone together. Super cool. Got the Bad Bruce drink. That was actually really, really cool. And then got to watch the amazing wedding of 2 very, very special people. And then we partied. It was a awesome and amazing day, and so cool to be in Colorado with everybody to celebrate 2 people we love and their love story. And it was just so cool. It was great to see everyone. We haven't all been together in a very long time, so it was awesome to get everyone together. And it chills looking at this stuff. This was so great. So congratulations to Matt and Kate. Love you both. Thank you for having all of us, and such an amazing experience. And then we checked out the Devil's Backbone in Colorado, because why not? And then we got to celebrate the first birthday for baby Stevie. Then we did some K-Pot. Went to Montauk, of course, because what's a year without a trip out to Montauk? Always beautiful. We'll never get tired of these views. You got to break out and dance sometimes, too. Great day with Brianna and Amber. Always love going out to Montauk. Got to see my buddy Mike perform with the Warped Tour band, and then Tom and Holly and I went to Fire Island for a beautiful sunset. Then got to do a super cool hockey photo shoot with my buddy Jake. Then I scored my first ever ice hockey goal. And then I scored my first ever ice hockey goal on an actual goalie. Thanks, Jake. Donating more blood in honor of the New York Islanders. And then it was time for the French trip out to Delaware, where we played the national game of putting a ball in a cup. Watched probably the greatest movie ever made, with probably the highest budget ever made. And then we had a fantastic beach day in Delaware. Got to check out some brand new lighthouses. And I can speak from experience, Brianna would absolutely love to wash and clean these lighthouses if possible. And then the champion showed us why he's the champion and earned that bucket. Good job, Mike. And then we celebrated Grandma's birthday. Got to capture the beautiful wedding for James and Chrissy. And then some more Pokemon Go. Capture those shiny G-Maxes. Saw a Harry Potter movie in theaters, and then got to capture the beautiful wedding for Tyler and Carmilla. And then it was back to Montauk, but this time we got to do a boat ride, and I still cannot believe that I was able to see the lighthouse and the radar tower that close together. Like, blows my mind how that looked that way. But great view, great company. It was a whale watching tour. We saw 0 whales, but we did see a bunch of dolphins, so that was super cool. And then just a beautiful sunset out on the water coming back was truly breathtaking, and to see the lighthouse from this was just unbelievable. To see the lighthouse from the water, something I've never done before, so that was fantastic. And then Dom and I took a road trip where we stopped on Rhode Island on the way to Cape Cod, where we checked out a bunch of brand new lighthouses I've never seen before. Even this one, which is on the bag of chips, which is super cool. And it was just awesome to see some brand new lighthouses. Check out that light beam. You know, we love a good light beam over here. Good friends and good lighthouses. You can't beat that. After that trip, got to see Jaws in theaters. That was super sick. And then a nice fire. Shout out Solo Stove. Did a photo shoot with the Curlies. Then for the first time ever, Amber and I attended Matt Martin's poker fundraiser, where we got to actually meet a good amount of the Islanders. It was a great turnout for a great event. We got to meet Sorokin and a bunch of them. It was unreal. There's the king, Matt Martin himself. Then hopped on a ferry to capture the beautiful wedding for Pat and Carly. And then it was everyone's favorite event, micro wrestling. I think Eric could take them. Then we went to the Greenport Maritime Festival to celebrate Jack's birthday and to pay honor to his father, who we tragically lost this year. Rest in peace, Papa Graham. We love and miss you. And then it was time to do the cult photo shoot again. This time we took it to the beach. Got invited to an Islanders practice. K-Pot date with Brianna. And then it was a preseason game, so that does not count towards the counter. And then thanks to Jason, I got to go to the Islanders season ticket holder barbecue. We got to meet Scott Mayfield and my all-time favorite hockey player, Bo Horvat. That was beyond cool. I asked them both their Taco Bell order. That was such a good experience. And then another preseason game.
Yeah! Let's go! Woo!
Crap.
And then it was a beautiful sunset at Fire Island where we took the Pumpkinhead tradition and kept it alive. Okay, I know you missed it. The counter's back. Another New York Islanders game, this time the home open for the 2025-2026 season. Was the first time seeing Matthew Schaefer play in an actual NHL game, and he scored a goal. Just listen to this place.
Matthew Schaefer! Matthew Schaefer!
And then another game. And then another one with a Bo Horvat hat trick. How we feeling, Jason?
Yes! 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 Yes!
Got to take and design the banners for the Calhoun High School football team. That was sick. And then celebrated the beautiful wedding of Mark and Jai with my beautiful date. Got to capture a beautiful proposal in Dumbo. And then got to watch the Islanders take on my second favorite team, the San Jose Sharks, with Ryan and the rest of the boys.
Yes! 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 Yes!
The boys were fired up, and you'll love to see it.
Yes! 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 Let's go!
Now let's hear from the King of New York himself.
I love this place. Let's go Islanders!
And Demon Time Tone definitely made an appearance that night. Another one. Then it was time for the annual Halloween party. And then Santa and I hopped on a flight, not to Nashville this time, but to New Orleans. Checked out some awesome spots in New Orleans. Brand new lighthouse, of course. A shipwreck. And then the main reason we were there, to attend the beautiful wedding for Zach and Lexi. It was great to be there to celebrate this with them, and it was such a beautiful night. And then Santa dressed as a narwhal because it was Halloween. And then got to take some photos of a spot I won't say, but it was super, super cool. Always wanted to do it. And then did a gator tour where we got to see some swamp cows. No, we saw some water puppies. And then Santa dresses in narwhal again because why not? We got to watch the sunset in New Orleans at the French Quarter. And then went to Taco Bell to get the Baja Blast pie. And as always, if you're going to try something, do it with your friends. It makes it better. Then went to Florida for ramen. No, okay, we went to Florida for Lego Nessie again. Okay, no, the main reason we went was for Ghost, of course. Oh, Ghost. Went to the DVC exclusive Villains theme bar. That was super cool. And then we got to watch the fireworks from the rooftop spot of it. And then roasted some pizza rolls on the fire. And the actual main reason we were here was for Orlando's Warped Tour. Never thought I'd be saying that to go to Warped Tour again, but saw so many amazing bands. Was really cool experience, really nostalgic. You know, did have some of the old Warped Tour vibes, which was great. And then Brianna and I, for our 4-year anniversary, went to Wildwood, New Jersey. Most things were closed, but we still had a great time. We basically had the boardwalk to ourselves. It was awesome. We made more new friends at the Cape May Zoo. A red panda, so cute. And after the zoo, can you guess where we went? Well, if you guessed Lighthouse, you were correct. Checked out the Cape May Lighthouse, and it was just a great time for our 4-year anniversary. I love you, babe. Happy 4 years. And then it was Matt Barzell bobblehead night. Then it was time to celebrate Thanksgiving with the family. Took Grandma out for some pizza. And then got to experience the Dime Club for the first time. That was unreal. Good time with the boys, and the best thing about Dime Club, honestly,
Yes, 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 yes.
was the fact I can have chicken noodle soup from my seat. We're undefeated against the Avalanche with me there this year, by the way. And then somehow it was Dime Club again, this time with Brianna, Josh, and Lisa, and this was a very fun game, very energetic. Brianna and I got on the Jumbotron, thank you for the footage, Josh, and you do not trade a player like Emil Heinemann.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then it was time for the Shoresy Classic, where the Islanders alumni took on the cast of the show Shoresy. More Islanders hockey. Got to watch my buddy Jake actually play a game of hockey at UBS Arena. And then it was time for some snow when Brianna and I attended the Christmas party for Mike and Erin. Thanks for the invite. Then we got some more snow. More Islanders hockey. Then it was time to go to UBS Arena, not for hockey, but for a Jonas Brothers concert this time. I still wore my jersey though. Not gonna lie, the boys put on a hell of a show. I had a blast. Big Rob is definitely for real. Celebrated Christmas with the family and the last Islander game of the year, so if you bet above last year's 25, you were correct, but it was a win over the Rangers, a shutout, best way to end the year. Fantastic. Vibes were great. So yeah, 2025, hell of a year. So many core memories created, so many amazing experiences with some amazing people, you know, going to Bermuda, Iceland, Colorado, Nashville, New Orleans, just, you know, Mexico, Cancun. So many just great spots with so many amazing people. It was just Florida twice. Truly is just, you know, blessed. And the amount of photos I got to take this year, unbelievable. The amount of clientele work I did, thank you guys so much. A lot of that's obviously not videoed because, you know, photos and work. But always thankful for everything like that. And I'm also so thankful for the stuff that doesn't make the video, because not everything is being recorded, not everything is captured. A lot of the moments, you know, core moments in life are just hanging with people you love and just being present. But this video is, you know, just showcasing the stuff that is recorded, but also giant shout out to the stuff that's not recorded, but that is just as important. Some phenomenal weddings this year. Like I said, some core memories with some amazing people, some bonds that were created, and, you know, stuff that just you'll never forget. It's really been one of those years that is just, I can't wait to look back on this video so many years in the future and just be reminded of how great this year was. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and that's why I make these videos. I appreciate if you're watching this. I truly do. But the big purpose is for me to be able to go back and look and reminisce and be reminded of these great memories. It's such a powerful thing, and the fact that we can record all these great moments and capture these great moments and just be reminded is just wild. So if you're still watching, I truly appreciate it. 2025 was a phenomenal year. I'm already excited to work on 2026 video. This is a lot of work, so maybe I'm okay with taking a little bit of break before working on the next one. But no, for seriously though, if you've been watching this, thank you so much. If you can't tell, this is the part of the video where I just let all these vertical videos that don't really fit anywhere else in the video just play out, and just let them just work and just play out. Because some of these moments, they might not fit the narrative, but they are still very important moments. So with that being said, I've been Mark, you've been you. Thank you for watching 2025. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.